Hey everyone, it's Matt, or well, Matt EG, however you want to call me. Basically, this is just a kind of like a update video slash you know, letting you know what the car looks like what's. This is basically just me showing you guys, what's going on with the car right now. Well, to start off, my name is Matt. 22 years old, turning 23 at the end of this month. Uh, Basically, I got this car in February. I want to say February 9th. It's a 1987 RX-7 FC. It's my first ever, I guess you would say, JDM car. Well, I mean, technically not. I've had an '06 Lancer Ralliart when I was in high school. Sadly, that got crashed in a parking lot. Long story short, uh, chick just basically went 80 in reverse, and yeah, no fault insurance. It is what it is. That was gone. Uh, didn't drive a car for a really long time. Decided to not drive. I don't know why. Just kind of sad days, I guess. I don't know what you. But either way, I now currently daily in '09 Lancer, and that was like last year August though. So 2020 August, not even that long ago. And I had my rally like 2016 October 26th is when the accident happened. So that was a long time ago. But anyways, got the FC in February this year, and it's my first rotary. So right off the bat, I have no prior knowledge to rotaries, and I will admit I'm not mechanically inclined, as most people are, but I am definitely learning, that's for sure, now that I own this vehicle. But to start things off, anyways, so these first two clips, you'll see that I essentially, like, one clip is just seeing the motor just starting, and it's just kind of like me having the camera on the ground, and then the next one's like the guy driving it kind of just away from his driveway. And basically, I just, you know, I it looked kind of clean. He was selling the ad with a bunch of like little aftermarket parts, kind of hyping it up and stuff. I mean, 7 grand's not that bad, but I did pay 7 grand. But from what people are telling me, I should have paid like 4 or 5, 4 or 5 at most. But the car's got about. Let me just. Sorry, let me just pull a picture. It's about like. Okay, for somebody that cannot find a picture, it's around 283. I want to say, just off the top of my head, 283,000, and the interior is not the cleanest. Underneath is not the cleanest. I'd say it's okay. Um, it has a lot of rocker guards, so I can't actually tell if it's rusted to crap, But I'm hoping that with the rocker, I'm hoping, I'm just hoping. Basically, that's about it. I mean, from what I'm seeing so far, it doesn't look that bad of a body, so that's nice because we do intend to drift this thing one day. One day, not right now though. But essentially, he told me, not essentially, but he told me the car was freshly rebuilt when I went like to him with the money and stuff, like, and we were seeing in person, like in this first clip. He told me, well, he didn't say that in the first clip, so obviously he didn't put that in, but he did tell me that it was a fresh rebuild, so you know he knew he probably knew I was just a rookie in the rotary world, so he just knew that he could kind of get me, or maybe him himself just didn't know. But and yeah, here anyway. So he told me that it was a fresh rebuild, so I was like, hype, thinking everything's working, da 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 da. When I get there, I'm actually watching both him and his man's straight up put the dash together. So right off the bat, I'm already a little sketch. But I don't know. I guess I'm like, I don't know. I'm not the type of person that really just wants to be like, like, oh, here's 6,500 or whatever. Nah. To be honest, if I do that type of stuff, I bring my dad. Like, I don't really. I guess you would say have the balls to do that type of stuff. Even though I should, but in certain cases, but in other cases, I just don't really like look at money as much. So, and I should because I'm broke. So, anyways, but so, yeah, I know. Sorry. Anyways, he. I'm trying to remember the story. He basically was putting the dash together with his homie. Yeah, that's where we're at. He was putting the dash together with his homie, and I'm coming up, and he's just like, yeah, so sorry, but the dash isn't really put back together as I said in the ad. But in the ad, it didn't actually say that to my knowledge. I actually have a picture of the ad. I'm not going to post it, though, just because in case his name's in there. But I just, I don't know. He was saying, like, the dash isn't together, so I was like, all right, like, that's not really a big deal, because as long as you have all the pieces, I can put it back together. But he was putting it back together, so it is what it is. And when I did look inside, I mean, obviously it wasn't put back all the way together. It was like makeshift as hell. Like most of the bolts weren't even the actual bolts that was originally in the original spots before, stuff like that. He 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 rigged it. He rigged it. Anyways, all right. My other phone died, so I guess we'll have to use this for now. But basically, what I was talking about was they were putting back the interior, and it just wasn't looking that right for me, as a buyer coming into this. But anyways, he told me it was a fresh rebuild. I probably said this like 1,000 times that he told me it was a fresh rebuild. Anyways, um, I get the car and we're driving, and like this is after I finally give him my money. I gave him the whole seven. Uh, a funny story actually. Another buyer came, and he was gonna pay five. Like I wasn't sure that he was gonna pay five. It seemed like a joke, but because I did go to the deal with my mom, lol. But uh, basically, yeah, another buyer came, and he, my mom told me later on that he was gonna buy for five, and I was like, why didn't you tell me? Like, because if I knew that, I would have just at least like at lowest throw six, and I wouldn't have felt bad because like come on, like especially with the service and like the way it was coming in, like because fresh rebuild, my butt cheek, you know what I mean, like come on. Anyways, so yeah, I paid the money. We're like just outside of his driveway, and I'm trying to get it started, and it's just not, maybe a shortage in the wiring or something. Like it just like the starter wasn't bad. Oh, that's what it was actually. Loose connection in the battery, because he didn't tighten it down, and I didn't have any tools on me, so that was dumb. Should come with tools with the rotary, I guess. Anyways, uh, so we kept finicking with that, and then it finally got going. So we were driving, and I got maybe like 5 minutes away from his house, and it died again. And I was trying to make a U-turn, so I died like half U-turn in the middle of the street. And I'm in a busy town or a busy city at this point. So, for those of you in Canada, Mississauga. So, uh, yeah, like that place gets hectic even at nighttime. And so there's cars just swerving past me and stuff. And so this is just die number one. So that was die number one, and then we get it going because he comes and actually helps me. So thankfully he was nice enough to do that. I guess because whatever. Um, basically we're driving again, and I'm at a main street now because before I was just like 5 minutes down his house, so I was on like a resident. Now we're on a main street, and I'm following my mom, and I'll get to the moral, the not the moral, but I'll get to the yikes part of the story here later on. But I'm driving behind my mom, and the car dies again, like right, like because the light was green, so I thought she was gonna keep going, but she kind of like hesied, and then it made me hezzy, so she went through the green, and then I didn't, and then like I didn't stall, I just went to a stop, and then the next thing you know, the car just died on me. So I was like, oh, okay. So then I call him again, so he actually came up and helped, and then we couldn't actually get it to start this time, even though the loose connection and everything. He like cause I was new to rotaries too, right? The engine was flooded. I kept cranking it. I should have. There was a kill switch, like an engine kill switch, or no, fuel tank's kill switch. Sorry, and he said I was supposed to like. I'm new to all this stuff, right? I'm new to all this stuff, and he told me I should have flicked the switch, I think, on, so that I could just kill the fuel, and then burn all the fuel that was inside the engine, right? Because it was just flooding, and I didn't do that, so that's why it was just going like it wasn't going like it wasn't like the starter wasn't going, nothing was clicking, and he ended up pushing, like we ended up pushing it, but we couldn't, like we pushed it to the like, so I was turning right on a main street, and basically the closest place to me was an apartment building to the right of me. So me and him started pushing the car to that apartment building, but we did not see that there's a big hump like to go upwards. So it was really hard, even with it being a rotary and two men, we just couldn't get it up. Luckily though, these two, not two, a van full of just a van full of guys just decided to, like, because we, like, they saw that we were struggling, so the guy was buying it off of, he waved at them, and then next thing you know, they just came over and helped. It was like, it was the sweetest thing ever. But the funny thing is when we're rolling it, right, I'm not paying attention, like, kind of where my footing is. I don't know why, but I'm just excited, like, by my first rotary, all this, even though all these problems are happening, I'm still excited, still super happy, because I just really wanted this unique car. But anyways, we're pushing it, and next thing you know, the car actually rolled over my foot. I'm lucky it didn't break. Everything was clean, so that was nice. But yeah, that happened. So I guess that was my bonding moment with the rotary, or the FC. But anyways, we push it. We get it up there finally. It's parked, and then he boosted me. So he finally boosted me, and that was like, that was huge. And I'm going. He's like trying to give me instruction how to drive it and stuff. I know to, like, well, I shouldn't be cocky. I know how to drive the car. It's a manual car, yeah, I'm with rotaries, maybe a little bit higher RPMs revving to get a start, like get the first gear going. I don't know if that's actually true, but that's what I would do, I guess. And I got it going. I was driving behind my mom, but here's the key factor: the wah wah wah. So because of this whole thing being kind of rushed by me, because I wasn't really, like, I just saw the opportunity of the car, so I was like, I gotta grab this, and I wasn't really prepared legally, and I had my I had my daily car plates on the FC, and I was driving with my mom and behind me, like right up my butt, and we're cruising, and apparently the speedometer doesn't work, so there was that too. And so I didn't actually know what speed I was going. I guess I was going like 10 under or something, and I was sitting in, I think, third gear. So it was just, and I was at like 4K, so the car was just loud. But like I didn't want to go like to fourth, and like, because I was just figuring it out. So I was just sitting there at 4K, like just thinking everything's cool, even though it was loud because it's catless and all that. And for those of you in Canada, that's illegal technically. Well, not technically, it is, but um, even though we all do it. But what's it called? So basically, we're driving, and she's behind me, and I'm at the 4K. I'm going maybe like 40, 50, and I think it was a 60, and I'm noticing to my left, like everything's cool. I'm just feeling good because I'm finally getting the car to move. Right, we're finally going after like I think it was five, no, 4 times, 3 to 4 times we died. Just kept dying because of the battery or something. Even though, well, anyways, so we're driving and I looked out my mirror and next thing you know, I'm just seeing this guy, like just kind of hover by my car and I'm like, um, okay, like what's up with that? Like, weren't you like? Because almost everybody else was like kind of passing me, so which I guess I should have noticed that meant I was going a little slow, but I wasn't trying to like go like typical Mississauga traffic speed. You know what I mean? Like I was just trying to cruise, but which I guess I should have done. I'm an idiot. I think about it. But anyways, so the car's chilling like cruising right behind me, like right the same. He's basically the same way my mom is, like on the road. I can't talk right now. He's basically like positioned the exact same way my mom is on the road, just side beside her, so behind me by like a good 5 feet. And next thing I know, I just see like headlights just push my mom's car basically out of nowhere, and then there's just this car just right up my ass, and then lights are popping up, and I'm like, shit. I'm like, after all this work, the one thing I didn't think of was the fact that I might get pulled over because I just did all this. So like, yeah, I I got pulled over, and I had no insurance on the car, no license. Um, at this point, like I'm thinking it's over for my driving like career. Like I just won't be able to drive ever again, type deal. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm just feeling like crap, and I guess just my luckiest day ever, right? Like who would have thought? The officer was pretty sure he was a supervisor or something like that. Like he was yeah, he was like not like what's the word, man? Either way, he was a supervisor basically, and there was also a highway patrol guy behind him, which was like his secondary. And the highway patrol guy instantly just went like, looks like, said like this car's too low, like catless, da 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 da, like just hitting me with all these strikes. And the one guy's just like, dude, like, 'cause he sees me like just put my head on the steering wheel. Because after hearing the highway patrol guy, I was just like, all right, at this point, like, I'm over. It's over. And the one guy's just like, relax, man. Like, it's gonna be all good, man. Like he's like that's not. Well, yeah, no, that's how he said it. He's like, relax, it's gonna be all good. Like he's just like, is that your mom in front of you? Because then my mom pulled up in front of me and she's like all panicky and stuff. And um, he's just like, yeah, she can come over. That's fine. And then she came over and she started like explaining some stuff and how we're gonna drive just to this certain destination, which is not too far, like at my grandpa's and da 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 da. And basically, like, he was just like, sorry, I'm saying like a lot. That bugs me. But he was basically, he looked at my mom and just said like, don't worry, I just want to talk to you, like me. And when he just wanted to talk to me. And when he looked at me, I was just all nervous. I honestly just didn't want to talk. And he's just like, you got your own mouth. Like just speak up. He's like, is this your car? I was like, well, I just like, he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, officer. Like, technically is mine. I just purchased it. I like, because I had the ownership and stuff. But like, I told him that, yeah, I'll be honest, I don't have these plates are registered for my daily car. I don't have insurance on it. The nines. And he's just like, you do realize like all like what can happen when you get found like caught like that. And I'm just like, yeah, I understand. I'm really sorry. We're just trying to go really quick. I just bought this car. Like, I'm really excited. I didn't really plan. It was a really big rush. I just started like like not panicking, but like kind of panicking. I was just like, like just explaining my kind of side of the story. But it did really justify the fact that obviously should have had legal license and all that stuff, right? Like, that was just stupid on my part. But he was just like, I like that at least you're being honest. I'm gonna just go look at the facts and see if you're telling the truth. And then he went and, you know, did his little da-da-da-da on the computer. And he came back and he was same attitude, super chill. He made the other guy actually leave because his presence was just kind of, you know, threatening to everybody. And ooh, voice crack. And basically, yeah, he told me that I just had to park the car, get it towed, and you'll see from a bit of this footage here, it's the car like facing backwards to my garage. So that's when the tow guy, because basically I parked it, you know, waited a bit, got it towed, da 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 da. Tow guy thought it was cool. I thought that was sick. That was nice. Or not tow guy, but you know what I mean. Anyways, yeah, the tow guy, and basically he oh, sorry, this is the funny part. After the cop like said like gotta get it towed, da 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 da, and I was like thanking him for being like really nice and like, you know, just like, yeah, I thanked him. He was really, he did his job like phenomenal, and I thank him for that, honestly. He could have took that many other ways, but he didn't have that. But he could have took that many other ways. He didn't though, and I can thank him for that. Either way, him and his boy though, like him and the other officer actually ended up pushing the car with me because we had to get it into this like industrial building just to get it off the road. I just thought that was funny, and really nice of them because they didn't have to do that. They just did it because they were being nice. But yeah, I wish I got his name, but really good guy, really good guy. Anyways, we got it towed, and that's basically, that just sums up me getting the car. So you're gonna see from some footage that it's me essentially reversing the car, and you're gonna kind of hear, you know, the engine, you know, perform and, you know, spin them rotors and stuff, and you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear that it's not actually working the way it should, and then you're gonna see what you probably saw from the first two clips, all that white smoke that I originally was questioning when I first got the car, but I was also like, it's sitting for a while, you know, maybe it's just a lot of carbon and, you know, just you know, just what happens when a car sits for a while, right? You know, that's what I was thinking. And then, you know, I started digging around after the car, like, because the car parked in the garage for a bit, and I wasn't really sure why I was leaking coolant and why this buzzer thing kept going off all the time, right? Ever since I got the car, even still, I was wondering why the buzzer was going off. But yeah, so as you can see, the white big puff of coolant, which will be in the video there, we had a coolant seal leak. So fresh rebuilt my ass, unless, you know, it was just from it sitting from so long, because he said it sat for like a summer or so. And basically what I'm thinking is the seal's just busted from just sitting and it getting sparked up randomly one time, and then just boom, the seal just snapped. And that's just from whatever I've been learning so far. But what I do know is that what I do know basically right now is that the car does have a coolant seal leak, so we're looking at a full rebuild basically right now. Yeah. So basically that's kind of where the car is at, essentially. My goals for it right now, realistically, because of like we're on a budget, is to just get it running. Like, I just want to get it on the road and just have some fun driving my FC for the first time, you know what I mean, type style. Like, I just want to have that happen, you know. And eventually because I've been doing research and stuff. It's a from because I have taken it apart. From what I have seen, it is a 6-port NA. So I'm hoping to do a 6-port NA turbo. When that will happen, I don't know. Well, I'm still working, on the side to try and get that happen, but it costs money, and I still need to find the right tuner, and less I do it myself, which it's very risky when you don't really know what you're doing. So I have to do a lot of research before I do that, right? But either way, that is my goal. I want to, for sure. I love the OEM body, but I'm thinking I might do an M1 style kit, kind of like a BN style kit type style, just like a rep, because I'm, money. But yeah, like that's essentially, I just really want to get on the road right now. I just want to learn as much as I can about rotaries, so I can just like instantly like open it up, dig it, close it back up, and not have to worry type deal. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to work on my car. I don't want to have to bring it to a shop all the time. And I know it is rotary, so you have to work on it a lot, and that's why I wanted it in the first place, because it's, in my opinion, a harder engine than most engines, and it is unique because it's got pistons, right? Like, what can again, I don't need to say anything else, but or anything more, but yeah, I do want to get it running. Hopefully, learn how to drift, because I've always. This is gonna sound like cheesy or whatever, but or cliche, but I've always, ever since like Tokyo Drift, just initial D, any of those like type of, like, they've always inspired me to want to get out there. I've always loved just watching drifting. Like, it satisfies like my mind, I guess you would say. Like, it's like, it's nice. It's like a smooth transition. I like to see that. I don't know, something about it is very beautiful. And basically, if I can get the skill, I want to learn how to do that and just get the FC out there and start getting some content out of the FC, drifting and stuff like that. That'd be hella cool. That's for sure. But yeah, that basically sums up where we're at right now. Oh, I guess I should say, which is kind of like a spoiler for some of the other content I'm going to be posting soon, but the housings and the rotors were sent to get machined. The rotors were actually fine. I just sent them just because, and I got lucky with this machine shop, so no, I don't have like mad money that I just somehow dumped. Like, I saved up for a bit and then got a nice opportunity at this shop, so that's why. But the housings and rotors were sent. The rotors were the housings were a bit, like, they had a bit of like wear and tear on like I guess the outer part of the chrome, like just the edge. The edge was, there was a bit of like scoring, and like you could rub your fingernail against it and it wouldn't really like grab, but just a bit. So I just didn't really like that. I wanted to, keep that nice and clean. So there's that. But essentially, that's it. Those are sent off, and basically, we're just waiting for those to come back in now, so that we can. I've saved up a bit to get the rebuild kit and what I need, so we can rebuild it, but there's still a couple pieces of the puzzle that are missing. So, and for one of them, the biggest one right now is we actually don't have a like spot to work on the car anymore, because the spot that I was recording is not actually. I used to live with my mother's, and she moved, and now I live on my own, and I actually don't have a garage right now. So we're trying to find a spot for ourselves to get this going. So yeah, there's that too. But all in all, still, we will get this going, because if there's one thing I love is, well, my FC, and yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this short video. Well, I hope it's short. I don't even know how long it's gonna be. I'll try to make it as short as I possibly can, but I hope you guys like this little update on basically where we're at and what we're trying to do with the FC. If you have like any sort of like feedback or anything you want to say, just let me know in the comments. It always helps, definitely. And sorry about the audio and the quality. Obviously, you know, times are tough. So, but yeah. Hope you guys have a good day / night, and take it easy.